Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Chicago Bears. How are you guys? Well, it's Wednesday because we have a game tomorrow night in Soldier Field. So I'm doing the show, and I'm doing it early on Wednesday morning. So I do not know the injury report as far as really the only one is we all want to know is if Fields is playing. As of Wednesday morning, there was no announcement. It was still limited. So I'm guessing we'll know sometime today or tomorrow morning. So, but we'll talk about the rest of the injuries later. So let's get to it. I did want to say a little bit more about last Sunday's game. I was extremely out of it yesterday. I was so tired, so my show was so subdued for me. So I just want to say a little bit more things about Bagent and the 3 interceptions and what happened. You know, I was really thinking about it, and went back and watched some of the interceptions, and my opinion is, he had a great first half. The whole team did. Great first half. Second half, he comes out. What happened was New Orleans made defensive adjustments. They completely changed their game defensively, which completely fooled / tricked Bagent into throwing some of those passes. They changed up their schemes in the second half, and they went after the rookie quarterback, which caused 2 out of the 3 interceptions. 2, I felt that he really shouldn't have thrown, that he was trying to get it in there, and we're not sure about his arm strength yet. There's a lot of people saying one thing, and there's a lot of people saying the other, whether he has it, but he certainly didn't have the arm strength to get it threaded in on those 2 passes. Excuse me, my cough. And on the third one, or I don't know what order. Excuse me, order, but one of them he should have just thrown away. It was on him. The other 2, well, they were all on him, all 3 of them, but 2 of them, I really believe he just didn't have the ability to get it in there, and they were tricking him too. He was thinking that the guy wasn't going to come and cover that guy, and twice, all of a sudden, the defense is on top of the receiver, and boom, interception. So, he's young. He's going to learn. He costs us the game 100%. And the thing I like about him a lot is he owned up to it. Something I didn't mention yesterday on yesterday's show, Monday's show. God, see? Pickle! Especially after last week when my friends were down. He took the blame. He said, it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I cost our Bears the game. I cost my team the game, and I am embarrassed. I let everybody down, and I don't plan on doing that again, so on so forth. The kid, I got to give him credit for that. Fields gets up there and, hey, yeah, well, this and that and this. He never speaks really much. And I'm not saying, one's better than the other. I'm just saying that this kid is at least interactive with the press, and he says it like it is. So I just wanted to, just kind of tell you, everybody, I didn't really express that yesterday, but it is. I mean, they were all on him, and the fumble was on him too, but he's got to learn how to hang on to that ball, because they're going to punch it out every time, especially when you're a rookie. So, they made the adjustments, and Gacy, who don't get it, I did give him compliment on a Monday for the nice mix of pass and run, but somebody pointed something else to me, and he was right, that he set him up in the second half. He rolled him out a few times, and there wasn't anybody there, although he got rid of the ball, but I'm not sure. See, so the defense made adjustments. The offense, Bears, did not. They just kept playing the same way. So Getsy don't get it. Still, Getsy don't get it. So that's all for Sunday's game. We're going to move on. The Bears are playing the Carolina Panthers on Thursday night. 2 bad teams. The Panthers are 1-7. The Bears are 2-7. The Bears and the Panthers have only played 11 times, and one time is a a playoff game, and the Bears have won 7, and the Panthers have won 4. Wow, I think this is the first time all year we actually said the Bears are better than one other team overall, and they first started playing in 2011, so really not that long ago. So let's get to it now. I said, I'm doing this show early Wednesday because I have to go watch my grandson a little bit, and then I'm going to do my podcast, our regular podcast, Wednesday night podcast with my buddy Dan, and it's called Bears Country Podcast, and our show title is The Download with Dan and Lynn, and which we haven't done in a few weeks, so we definitely wanted to do one this week. So I'm going to talk about the Bears, the teams, like I always do, compare the stats, and then I'm going to talk about Fields a little bit because right now I'm going to pretend like he's starting. We don't know, and there's not a lot of, even if a Bagent does start, there's not a lot of comparisons then to a quarterback that's been playing most of the season like Bryce Young is for Carolina. So you'll see what I'm doing here. So as always, I do this. The Bears in the pass category are averaging 190.6 yards. That puts them 24th in the league. The Panthers are 187.1 yards a game, and that puts them 27th in the league. Beat them there. We handily beat them on the rush. We're averaging 135.4 yards. That puts us 4th in the league. Right on. I want to keep that up. Getsy, don't get it, okay? Carolina is averaging 96.3 yards. That puts them 24th in the league rushing. The points, Bears are scoring an average of 20.9 points a game. That puts them 19th. Carolina is scoring an average of 17.5. That's 26th in the league. Points allowed up by the defense. The Bears have given up 26.9 yards a game. That's 28th. They're tied with somebody. I don't know who. It don't really matter. And Carolina is average defensively giving up 28.3 yards. That's 31st in the league. And they're tied with somebody as well. So we beat them in every category. Not that that says a lot, but we do. So, one good thing, right? We actually beat a team in something before we even get on the field. All right, so I'm going to talk about Fields. Like, I just have a feeling he might play on Thursday. So again, if he doesn't, Bagent's numbers to compare to Carolina's Bryce Young just aren't fair. So there's really no point. But I am going to do now. Fields has only played 6 games so far. He's got 1,201 yards passing, 11 touchdowns with 6 interceptions, and he has rushed for 237 yards, and that's in 6 games. And then we'll talk about Bryce Young in a little bit. The Bears overall, rushers have a total of 1,218 yards rushing, which is great. Right now that's being led by number 21 Foreman. Herbert, who is off IR and did practice Monday and Tuesday, full practice. He'll probably be on a limited basis, but I'm sure he'll see some action. He is second in rushing on the team. Our young rookie, Johnson, number 23, he is on this list. Evans, number 25, and all of these guys that I just named all have over 100 yards or more. So it's a team effort on the 1,218 yards. And Foreman has done a really good job, so it's really not fair to be taking him out, even if Herbert comes back. So I'd like to see a mix of Foreman and Herbert, and then vice versa as it goes on. But I want to see Foreman. He certainly deserves. He has really fought. And when he runs, man, he does not stop. Watch him. I don't know if you do, but he just keeps those feet going, and he tries to carry people with him. And I really like that a lot. That's very impressive. So passing overall, our passing receivers have 1,898 yards, 1,898. Moore leads the pack. Number 2, DJ Moore. He has 735 yards with 5 touchdowns. Clement is right behind him, our number 85, our tight end. He has 374 passing yards with 5 touchdowns. Mr. Mooney, wide receiver, number 11. He has 307 yards. Receiving 1 touchdown, and there's 8 other wide receivers that our Bears, our quarterbacks have been using. So it's been spread around, and I like it. Of course, Moore has a lot more, but he does get double covered a lot. So and Clement is really stepping up this year. I really like what we're seeing. This is the guy we thought we were drafting when we drafted him. So keep it up, man, number 85. And Mr. Mooney and all the other guys, keep it up. So it's a collective, the rush and the pass, a very collective team effort, and that's awesome. Because, sure, you want to have a number 1 receiver. That's Mr. Moore, Moore, number 2. And then the other ones have gotten these yards. It's really awesome because he is spreading it around, and they're available for their quarterback, and that's a good thing. Now, the defense, the Bears' defense, they have only 10 sacks. That's something with Sweet. I hope we're going to number 98, our new guy we got from Washington last week. I hope that he can start to raise those sacks. He got a little close on Sunday. So we have 10. We have 6 interceptions on defense. We have 9 forced fumbled, but we only recovered 3 out of the 9 fumbles. The defense in passing all up as a whole is ranked 28. And this is what's really changed. Because in the beginning of the years, the Bears couldn't stop the rush for shit. Now the Bears' defense is ranked 4 in the rush. So they've definitely corrected that. The pass is what's just killing them. And it's, you know what? It's a lot of them are these short passes or screens behind the line. It seems to be what's getting our defense. So, they gotta work on the pass, and I believe that starts up front, and then but I do believe that a lot of it is those short passes and the screen passes that are hurting them, and the guys up front aren't doing it. Our backfield is solid. It's quite obvious our backfield is solid, and you'd say, well, wait a minute, they're 28th in the league. I don't believe it's because of our backfield. I think it's because it's up front. The linebacker, the defensive line and linebackers aren't doing it. I think it's the defensive line aren't stopping these guys on the short passes that are right there by them. But what do I know, right? Okay, so let's talk about the Panthers, the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young is their quarterback as of now. I've heard rumors they might bench him, but I don't know. Oh, no, is that the other guy? Oh, it don't matter. He has 1,375 yards passing. And that's not a whole hell of a lot than Fields. And he has played 7 games, not all of the games. He hasn't played 9 games yet because we're entering the 10th game. And Fields has only played 6. So I think passing wise, I think Fields is a little bit better, but again, Bryce Young has only played 7. He has 8 touchdowns with 7 interceptions, so he's susceptible there, which we like. He has rushed the ball for 117 yards. So the Bears' defense has got to get some more interceptions. I told you they've got, I didn't write, 6 interceptions. So let's get in his face, defensive line. And he's a rookie, remember? Young rookie, get in his face, force him to make mistakes, and let's get some turnovers because we desperately need turnovers on defense this week to make up for last week and everything, right? Their total rush yards are 770 yards total. There's 2 leading candidates. Hubbard is got 328, and Sanders has 229, and then various other running backs are used for them. The Carolina Panthers passing total is 1,743. We're better on that. Adam Thielen, who used to play for Minnesota, is now on Carolina. He has their leading amount. He has 610 yards receiving, and 4 touchdowns. The next guy is Clark with 229. 3 touchdowns, and Mango has 200 yards, and these are all receiving. Their defense has more sacks than us, that's for sure. They beat us in that one. They have 17 sacks to our 10. They have 5 interceptions. We have 6. And the fumbles are same. They have 2 forced fumbles, and they recovered both of them. So now the teams are not very good, either one of them. I personally think the Bears are way better than the Panthers. I think because the last couple games, even though I know we lost last week, but let's face it, it was really one person's fault. I hate to keep saying that, but it is. And I think the defense line is getting better now that we have Sweet and 98 with us. I think that's going to help. And I just think each week they're getting stronger and stronger. Our linebackers, Sandberg had a hell of a game last week. Now, Edmonds is out. Injuries we'll talk about in a minute. So, but Sandberg has really made up for Edmonds not being in there. I really like Sandberg. I think this kid is going to get better and better and better. So, our D line has got to really pressure Bryce Young. Of course, we want to stop the run, but you got to pressure this kid because. When they see that we're 28th in the league on pass, what are they going to do? They're going to pass. So the Bears have got to shut that down. Another thing is, so that's defensively. Let me just get through a couple other things. Injuries, as of today, which is only Monday and Tuesday I can speak of because I'm 2 hours behind you guys, and I'm doing this show early on Wednesday morning, so I really won't know. But the only 2 injuries on Tuesday night that stood out were Nate Davis did not practice, and he's our offensive lineman. We'd love to have him back. Probably won't play, is my guess. And Edmonds, again, did not practice either day, and so he probably is out again. You had Herbert off IR. There's the guy in the backfield. I can't think of his name. He's off IR, and there was another guy. So I think that we're getting healthy, which is great because the injuries have just killed us this year. They really, really have. But Brisker, he's the one that is going to be playing again. He'll be in this game. We missed him the last 2 weeks so much. He has, prior to the last 2 weeks, he was all over the field, and he's number 9. If you're not sure what number he is, look for him. He's going to be all over. He's coming off of a concussion, so I don't know if he's going to be on, limited, but we really need him back because there was a play last week on Sunday where the wide receiver was wide open. I mean, wide open. I bet if Brisker were in there, it wouldn't have happened. Okay, so I gave you the stats. Injuries as much as I can. I apologize. Really, the biggest one we all want to know, will Justin Fields be playing this game or not? And regardless of what Bagent did, I do want Justin back in there because we have to get him. We got to get him back into the groove, and we have to see what he offers. The Bears need to know if he's going to be the future quarterback of the Bears, or if 2024 is going to be, we have to go get a new quarterback. So they desperately need to play this kid, and he's got to get healthy. We have to know this year if he's the one. And, he was doing good in some areas, but he's still watching Bagent. One thing Bagent is really good at is when that offensive line starts collapsing around him, the defense is on the offensive line for the Bears, and it starts collapsing. Bagent doesn't get flustered. He stands in there, and he looks around, and he makes the decision, run or pass. Unfortunately, Fields, to date, that thing starts to collapse at all on him, and he gets happy feet, and he's like, I don't know if I should run, I don't know if I pass, and then it's too late. He either gets sacked or he tries to get a couple yards. So right now, in my opinion, that is one of the bad things that Fields does, and he hangs on to the ball too long. I don't know if he's just not comfortable or he's just not reading the defenses. Now, clearly Bagent had that problem in the second half last week, but also an extremely young kid. Came from D2, he was thrown in there. Fields has played a lot more so. But Fields, we really do need him back, and he's got to stay healthy the rest of the year because we do need to know what we have in him. right? Right. Um, so the Bears have to start fast to get on offense. I was very impressed how when they were playing in New Orleans, they on the first drive, I haven't seen them in weeks and weeks and weeks go right down and get a touchdown. That was a sweet, sweet start. They've got to start fast, play fast the whole game, which I think they did last week, and finish. They didn't even have a chance to finish because we were down. We had 5 turnovers, and but it was still impressive that the Bears defense only allowed 7 more points than the Bears offense. It was 17-24, and there were 5 turnovers. So 5 turnovers, that score on Sunday could have been easily 40-17 or worse. And so you got to give props to them. So the defense has to continue to do what they're doing the last few weeks, get better and better and work as a team. And we do have a new tool on there with Sweet, number 98. Let's see this guy get used to it, get familiar, and start getting those sacks we paid him for. And we got to get in the face of Bryce Young. He's a rookie. He's been playing all year, but he's still a rookie, and he's going to make mistakes. Let's get in his face. Let's get some more interceptions, fumbles, whatever, turnovers. Get those turnovers so you can get your offense back on the field and you can get off the field. It's really important. The D really needs to play like they did a few weeks ago. Again, they played really good last week. I think the backfield had some problems in the here and there, but Brisker was not in as well. But I see improvement. I really do. Being 28th in the pass, though, is a problem in this league because the league loves to pass. So the Bears have to really work on that this year, and it starts with the defensive line. Because if they can get to this kid and hurry him, that's just going to keep the receiving numbers down. So defense, so important this week. The offense, we know what they need to do. The offensive line has played a pretty damn good game last week. I want them to see the continue. We almost have our whole offensive line out there except for Nate Davis isn't there. So if we had him, we'd have a complete line, but they're playing better. Braxton Jones is better. White has been having some silly penalties. He's got to work on that. The penalties killed us last week, and most of them were on the offensive line. That's lack of discipline. The coach has got to get on their asses. That starts with the coaching and then it filters down to the players. So they have got to get those penalties down. So we need the defensive line to protect. I'm going to say Fields, and if I'm wrong, it's Bagent. We want to get that running game, continue with that running game. It's so important. Getsy don't get it, has to mix it up again because we are 4th in the league in rushing. So let's keep that up. It's so important. That's why the Bears have been in so many games that they've lost is because the rushing attack has kept them in there. So again, Getsy, don't get it. Please mix up, throw some nice passes. I'd like to see now, especially if Fields in there. Although, if Fields, he's got to be able to grip that ball 100%, and I don't think they'll put him in if he can't, because we want to see him go down the field with that ball. So, but we know what has to happen. We got it. The line has to protect. We want to get the running game continuous to keep going. Offensive linemen love the run. That helps them, and it helps their running backs, and they love the run. So let's keep that up. And the receivers, just do what you're doing. You're doing a great job. So it really just depends on which quarterback who's going to be there on Thursday night. Again, it's simple. Okay, so we're going to do my threes, and that has something to do with it. If you watch my show regularly, time of possession, penalties, turnovers. Time of possession, you win that, you got a damn good chance. If you win any of my threes, you got a good chance. You're in that game or you're going to win it. The time of possession, hugely important because you want your offense on the field, your defense off the field. Their offense off the field, their defense on the field. And you start wearing down their defense. So important to win that. Turnovers, I don't have to tell you how important those are, what they can do. Look what they did to New Orleans last week. They pumped them up big time. And we cannot have 5 turnovers again, okay? We just can't. And the Bears need to force some turnovers on defense this week. Really, really important. And then penalties. I hate penalties. If you know me, I hate them. They're destructive. God, the Bears on that one drive had 3 penalties alone. They were driving. Penalty. Back. Drive. Penalty. Drive. Penalty. Field goal. Now, I'm not sure. Oh, no, they got a field goal. They made it 17-17. Okay, so it's important, though, to win the threes. So I told you what they have to do to win this game. We're not very good on night games. We know that, but they're in Soldier Field. That'll help. So even if Bagent is starting, his last win was at home, so that'll help. It'll be quieter. He'll be able to hear better. I mean, he had to call a timeout in the first quarter within the first, 3 minutes on Sunday's game, so because it was loud there. So there's not really the biggest thing about Thursday is who's starting a quarterback, Fields or Bagent. We all want Fields because we need to see, and I want to win another fucking game. If we don't beat the Carolina Panthers, I don't know what I'm going to do. This laptop might be flowing out the window. I don't know. I was very subdued on Monday because I kind of felt bad for the kid. I don't know why. This kid has just got me. He's got me under his spell, because if Fields had done that, I would have gone ape shit like I did in the Denver game, which we're not going to talk about because you know how I feel about that Denver game. So, we got to win this game. We got to win this game for several reasons. Obviously, we need another win. We got to win. We got to keep our players, engaged. The more losses we get, the less they're engaged. I don't care what anybody says. And we have to give this defense more confidence this team more confidence after that loss in New Orleans, which they clearly could have won that game. They don't have the 5 turnovers. Seriously, I thought they were going to win that game because they were matching score to score with New Orleans, and the defense played well. You take away those 5 turnovers, it is a whole different game, and we know it. But you can't go with shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't, blah, 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 right? It didn't happen. The Bears lost. So the Bears have got to come out. Every player has got to play his best game on Thursday night. Very best game. They've got to always come out and do that. They've got to have their heads in the game. They got to stop these dumb penalties and finish strong. Start strong, finish strong, and show everybody on national TV that we are the Chicago Bears, and we are proud of it. Okay. Kind of a short show for me, but not really a lot to talk about. I think I have a feeling we'll have a lot to talk about after this next game, but really it is. Everybody's wondering who will start, and unfortunately at showtime of this show, I won't know. So, but I gave you Field stats, what he has, and I would like to see him in there. I'm ready to bring him back. It was kind of fun watching Bagent, but the party's over. 4 turnovers, really. The fat lady sang, okay? And that was me. The party is over, Bagent. Okay. I'm a kooky lady. I know I am. I really am. So I will be back Friday to do a show after the Thursday night show. And if we get a victory, or should I say when we get the victory, I will be doing the touchdown song. And I know you guys all really want it. And then Monday on the 13th, I will be having complete knee replacement. So the following week is I don't know who we play then, but I will be back. I'm pretty sure I'll be back on. So what is that? 14, 15, the 17th. I think it's the 17th. I'll be back to do a show that Friday. I'm sure I will be. If I don't do a show a week from this Friday, you'll know I was still under the weather, but I do plan on being back for the next game after the Carolina Panthers. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know probably more than I do what I mean, right? So, again, thank you all for watching me. Tell everybody. I had only 16 away from 400. Now it's 17. Somebody unsubscribed. The nerve of those people. Who unsubscribes to me? I want to know. All right. I love you guys. This is something I wanted to do. We have some time, so let's throw this out here. A question. I want to know, how many Bears jerseys do you people have? See if I can name all of mine. I've got Walter Payton. I got Dick Butkus. I have Urlacher. I have Long, which I'm wearing. I have Trubinsky. I have Mr. Mooney. I have, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. God, he was on the team last year and he was on defense and I can't think of his name. 96. I can't think of his name. So that's 8. And Klutz, 9. I have 9 Bears jerseys. Yeah. I'll name them again next week. I'll make sure I'm right, but 9. 9, yeah. And Klutz, do you guys remember Klutz? There was a guy on the team who probably 8 years ago. His name was Klutz. I'm like, I need that jersey. I love that game. And he was on the Bears for a year. And he played a little bit. But I want to say he was a tight end. Anyways, and then he went somewhere else and he played for a few years. I don't know where he's now, but I got it cheap. Somebody got it for me pretty cheap, so I got it, but it was funny. So, Tom Zach, that was the other one of Tom Zach. So I have 9 Bears jerseys. I know. Am I crazy or what? I got to stop buying them. I mean, I'm 65. How many more jerseys do I need? So if anybody's got a lot or just a couple, put them in the comments. I'm just curious to see how many people are silly like me and a shit ton of jerseys. My sister thinks I'm nuts. You don't need any more Bears stuff. You wear enough already. I do. I worked many, many years in an office and whatnot and had to wear certain clothes. You had to wear nicer clothes and this and that. Now I'm retired. Shorts and T-shirts and Bears stuff, and that is it. I mean, if I have to go out, I'll put pants on and a shirt. I wear what they call camp shirts, or you can call them Hawaiian shirts. I wear those. If I'm going to a wedding, I always wear a dress, but every day. And so I'm still in shorts. It's November, and 7th here, it's still in shorts, but it says it's start getting chilly, but I'll still wear shorts, and a sweatshirt. I love it. So I know my sister drives her crazy because I have so much bear shit. So what, right? It's fun. What the hell? I just have to decide when I die what Bears jersey I want my son to bury me in. I've thought about that a lot because I'm like, well, I don't want to do that one because I want to give it to my son. I don't want to, You people are like, you're nuts. I am. All right. On that note, get back into the show, Lynn. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I really, really do appreciate that. Keep watching me. Don't stop. I know the Bears suck. Nobody wants to hear about them, but I make you laugh too, okay? And if it worse comes to worse, I told my buddy I'm just gonna have to start doing my my comic stand-up bit on this show, because no one wants to talk about the Bears anymore, and it is hard sometimes to be positive and keep you guys positive. That's kind of my goal here is. I tell you what's going on, I tell you what I think, and then I try to get everybody up for the next game. So we're going to win. And as always, I end the show with please be kind. Stop hate. Stop racism. What is going on? I do not understand. Let's all just love one another. It is so much easier to be happy and to respect and love your neighbor, help them out. Stop hate. There's just too much in this world, and we have to stop it. Just be happy. I know it's hard sometimes, but, and I get it. I could tell you guys stories about my life you just wouldn't believe, but I'm still standing and I'm smiling. I'm trying. And remember, I got my dad's face on a woman's body. Not fair. I know. And I'm still smiling. So, just stick together and love one another, please, for me. And be kind. And on that note, go Bears, you bring us a victory tomorrow so I can sing that touchdown song on Friday. And as always, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. See you Friday.